All right. Well, welcome to our discussion today. My name is Eric Mish, and I'm joined by my good friend and colleague, Sandra Cotto. I've been in the health and wellness profession for the last 15 years as a health and lifestyle coach, and I'm joined by my distinguished colleague, Coach Sandra. Sandra, you want to introduce yourself to our audience today?
Yes, thank you, Eric. Thank you so much. Well, hello, everybody. I am Coach Sandra Cotto. I am a plant-based lifestyle and mindset coach for over 9 years. Been doing that professionally for over 9 years, but really coaching, I think, more like 15 years. I help women in their 40s, 50s, and beyond to look and feel confident and sexy in their bodies at this stage in our life. And I love what I do. I love helping women. So welcome.
Amazing.
Welcome to today's chat.
Well, welcome everyone. We're going to be specifically gearing today's topic to health coaches. So, if you're a health coach or you know a health coach, then this topic is going to be for you. So, why every health coach needs more than one income stream
Mm.
today? So, we're going to talk about how we can help more people earn recurring income and avoid burnout. Sandra, any opening comments about that topic today?
Yeah, it's one of those things that this doesn't need to feel salesy, right? It addresses like a real challenge that I think a lot of health coaches are facing today. And anyone in this type of industry, we're always selling something, right? Whether it's enrolling people in our ideas, but that feeling of it being salesy, that's something we definitely will address today. It doesn't get to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way.
Very true. Well, I have a question. How many incredible health coaches do you know that are amazing at what they do, but are constantly stressed out about where their next client is coming from? In fact, in speaking to many health coaches, I find that client acquisition in this challenging economic climate is one of the biggest challenges that they face.
Yeah, absolutely. Where are the clients coming from? And many um coaches who graduate from school really think that they're just people are just going to come knocking on their door, like, oh, okay, we we now know that you've gotten the education that you need to help us, so you're going to be knocking on the door, but that's not true. Inconsistent, right? Income because you've got to have those clients that are consistently signing up with you, right? Or burnout, constant marketing, right? Being out on social media, having to market yourself. So that could definitely be another thing. Cancellations. People say yes and then they change their mind and say no, or they're not really consistent and feeling like they have to do everything alone. And I think a lot of coaches feel that they would like to have some more support than doing it all alone.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah. Eric, do you think being passionate is really enough in this industry?
It's interesting. I think that so many health coaches have gotten into the profession because they've had a personal health transformation themselves, or they've gotten inspired in some way, and they wanted to help other people experience what they have experienced, the
Right.
shifts and the transformations. But let's face it, Sandra, in this economic climate, passion alone is insufficient. Like it comes down to when you're running a health coaching business, making the business part of it successful. And that means managing the balance sheet, making sure that you are continuing to acquire new clients, that revenue is up, you're managing your costs of running your
Mhm.
practice. And so when it comes down to it, it's a business like any other. And with that comes some real challenges. So, in answer to your question, I think passion's important, but I think
Right.
more than that is needed to keep a business successful so that it's sustainable.
Right. That's, I think, super key that it's definitely sustainable. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned some challenges that health coaches face. What do you think what's the biggest challenge facing health coaches today?
Mm. The biggest challenge. I think the biggest challenge is them, well, number one, doing it alone, right? And having, consistent clients, as we mentioned before, right? Because obviously, we're providing a service and we are getting an income from that service. And it could be difficult to constantly be out there trying to get one-on-one clients when, we could be really working with more wider audience than just one-on-one clients.
Yeah. Let's be honest. wages have remained flat and the cost of living has skyrocketed in recent years. And so people have less
Mm,
disposable income. They have less discretionary income. In many cases, those, especially in the middle class segment of society, are barely making ends meet.
mm.
Are you finding that it's getting harder to get clients to pay for services? Like, has that been a challenge for you and other health coaches in speaking to them?
Yeah, and talking with my other fellow coaches, yes, that's definitely been one of those, especially now in this day and age. Trust is a big factor. People are really wanting to know, can they trust somebody? People are holding on to their money a little bit longer because of rising prices and things of changing. People who are, being replaced by AI, which we mentioned, I think, on another live about AI and how much that is going to impact different people in their industries and being replaced. So people are, a little bit more reserved in wanting to, work with someone one-on-one and really wanting to. I think people surf around too for like the freebies. People are
Mm,
looking for like, well, what can I, right? Because we all provide value. We're all, most coaches are out there, doing their reels and posting on social media and giving tips, right? Because we got to get to know somebody, know, trust, and like them. And with so much AI now that is being replaced, you don't really even know. You think it's a real person, and come to find out it's not. It's AI.
yeah. I think a lot of health coaches go into the profession thinking that they need to be experts and they
Mm,
need to be the source of information. They need to be very educational and provide a lot of
great point.
value and
Yeah.
information. And because of AI, that's being replaced a lot. So
Hmm.
the one thing we've been talking a lot about, Sandra, is community, right? If you ask an AI agent or you ask ChatGPT to be your health coach, it can provide you information, but the community
That's
aspect is a lot harder to replace.
right. Yeah, we want that connection. We definitely need to have that connection with a real person and feel like we're being supported. So yeah, you can get all the information. The information is out there
Yeah.
in whatever we're looking for, right? But it's being able to find someone that you can trust, someone that you can feel connected with, someone who gives you that. AI can never replace the human touch. Never. Never can replace the human touch. So that's something that's going to be sought after more and more. And this is why I think community is really important to find your tribe, find the people who are supporting you, who lift you up, and who are there doing things that maybe you want to accomplish. That's one of the reasons why I love being in this community, and not doing it alone anymore as a health coach, because I was struggling for a while, wanting to have a lot of clients, and after a while, you can get burnt out with that, right? You're constantly spinning the wheels, and when you have a community and you know that you could reach a wider audience, and learn too, being able to learn from those in your community and supporting each other is really really key, and that having that accountability, the personal growth that you get from that. And then collaborating with other people within your community, which is great because you are meeting new people and you find that you have something in common that you could collaborate and actually bring something even more powerful and stronger to, your clients, your community, your database, whatever, whoever you're dealing with. Yeah, I think that would be, and a shared purpose, a shared purpose.
Yeah, for sure. So, most health coaches are focused on getting new clients. That's always a struggle, especially in this environment, client acquisition. How do you promote yourself? How do you stay consistent on social media?
Yeah.
How do you continue branding yourself? But what if it's not more clients, it's better leverage? It's
Mm.
better leverage. Let's talk a
Yeah,
moment
yeah,
about
explain what you mean a
leverage.
little bit more about leverage.
Yeah, so when you acquire a new client, obviously that's a transaction. Most
Mm,
health coaches are charging for their time in some way. They're trading hours for dollars. But what about the possibility of building a sustainable residual income?
mm,
Something that can pay dividends over the course of time. So
yeah,
it rewards work that's done once or continually, but it continues to reward even after the work is performed.
right.
And
Yeah.
one way that we can do that is by, you mentioned community, but also having systems in place.
Hmm.
creating layers of leadership, and then helping multiple clients succeed through a network that allows us to reach audiences
Mm,
that we wouldn't necessarily be exposed to.
right, right.
And so building networks is essential. Networking, constantly networking to your next opportunity. And we found a way to combine both of those aspects of marketing our business and also networking through word of mouth advertising.
Mm,
So you
mm.
don't have to choose between coaching and building a business. The right business can make your coaching even stronger.
Yeah. Eric, when you were talking about network, I don't know why this just popped in my mind. Maybe because, my son is in the mushroom industry. And when we think of the mycelium that's under the ground, right, it's all over the world. The mycelium is spreading out through the ground and communicating with all of the trees and different parts of the forest, right? And if the mycelium sees a tree is like kind of dying, they're like, okay, let's bring more nutrients to this tree to bring it, back to life again. And they help each other out, right? Like it's like this network of mycelium all throughout the world. And, networking is the same way, right? Meeting new people and how can we help each other? How can we become stronger? How can we build each other up? Let's go and be there as a support to our different, community members. So that just popped in my head when you were saying
That's a powerful analogy. I think you're talking about a symbiotic relationship. And I think about the business partnership that we've developed over the course of the last couple of years. And we communicate on a daily basis. We are famously notorious for exchanging voice notes throughout the day.
I know.
And what we do with each other is share ideas, and we'll bounce ideas off of each other like any true partnership. And typically, I'll share an idea with you, you bounce off that and develop it a little bit further. And then based on that, I'll take it a little bit further. And what we're able to come up with by collaborating
Um,
is much more powerful and effective than if we were just out on our own. So it's just an example. Of course, when you're collaborating with multiple people like that throughout the day, you can imagine the synergy that's achieved. And it's a lot more fun to work
It
with others.
is. It is so much more fun. Like I'm excited about our call tonight. We have a call tonight, and our team is getting together to present this call. And I love it that we get to, build this community, build this business together, and, again, just supporting each other. And, community was one of the things that I really wanted. As I have been a health coach since 2017, and you don't realize how transformative it can be when you do find your community and you're around those people than when you're alone. Like you said, we bounce ideas off of each other, and I love that. It's been definitely a game changer for me, giving me more encouragement, ambition, knowing that others are, rooting you on and also counting on you to maybe do your part. Like tonight, right? We're working together as a team, and we each have a part in this presentation, and it just, we get to grow from that. And I think it's a really great way to, build more confidence too and courage to continue moving forward.
I've watched your confidence grow, and closely linked to confidence is belief. Can you talk a little bit about how your belief has grown in yourself, in your own abilities, your own potential throughout this collaborative process?
Yeah, and it's about putting yourself out there. And I think, feeling the fear and doing it anyway. We're always, not always, but we think about, okay, what if I said this or what if I do that? It really gives you that confidence to step out of your comfort zone and just go for it. I mean, it's been a learning process for me, and like we all, right? We are growing and evolving, and as we do more, and I think that's the key, is we think sometimes and we stay in our head too much, and we're not actually, doing. You've got to do in order to build that confidence. When I think back to getting on stage, 5, 6 years ago, I was fearful, right? I was like, oh my God, I've never done this before, and knowing that, I was going to come out of that feeling so good at the end of it And I almost backed out at the last minute. And then I said, no, all right, you get to do this for you. What was the reason why you wanted to do it? And in doing it, it allowed me to feel much more confident just in myself at the end of that, that competition. So again, that can be in any other aspect of your life. That's just one example that I'm using, but you have to really put yourself out there and just go for it. And then having you as my mentor and a wonderful leader in this community is allowing me to just continue to grow and just be myself and share because it's I got to think about who is the person on the other side that could be listening, right? We are sometimes critical of ourselves and we really get to take that spotlight off ourselves and really think about, well, if I didn't share, somebody could be missing out or somebody would not get the message that I'm trying to get across that could actually, you know, affect them in a way that they are inspired to take action, right, on their health and their wellness. So we get to take that like off of us and put it on, you know what, people need to hear what I have to say.
It's a beautiful thing. You mentioned collaboration earlier, and I
Hmm.
remember back in the years when I worked in the corporate environment, there was collaboration, but it was forced on me. It was you were thrown into a team of people that you may not have necessarily aligned yourself with, but that
Right.
was you were told you have to work with X amount of people. And even though performance was based on the performance of the team, there was always some element of individual standout effort. And instead of it being collaborative, it was often competitive within the
Hmm.
team, even. I don't know if you've experienced that in the corporate
Yes.
environment, but I experienced that many, many times where the difference is in this environment, we experience true collaboration. And imagine if you had to give that presentation all on your own.
Right.
Not to
Right.
say you couldn't do it, but
Right. Right.
it's a lot more fun when you know there's others that are going to take parts of it and share their story. And so the collective equals a lot more than the individual performances.
Absolutely. Yeah. And in this business, as an entrepreneur, you get to choose who you want to work with. Where when you're in the corporate setting, you have to work with the team that, that was hired, right? Whether you align with them or not, whether you get along with them or not, you still get to go in there and, you got to do what you have to do. But in this business, it's great because you get to choose who you'd like to work with and who you feel most aligned with.
I love that. So, most health coaches think building a business means being sales focused, and an element of sales is certainly important in any business. But we
Mhm.
found the opposite. We found that the network marketing business model has allowed us to be more mission focused. And when your income isn't necessarily tied to your next appointment, your next client, then you have time to, and you have the capacity to put yourself in a position of service, to really mentor and build lasting relationships. And that gives us such a bigger platform,
Yeah,
a bigger purpose, than just chasing our next client.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So we're looking to expand. We're looking to collaborate with more like-minded individuals. If you're out there, if you're listening to this discussion, if you're finding any value in it, if you are just tired of the hustle, you're tired of chasing after your next client, you're looking to widen your reach, to tap into new audiences, you're looking for a community, you're looking for business partners, people that you can trust, people that you can count on to be there for you in the good times and the frustrating ones, then perhaps it's time that you reach out to Sandra and myself and you ask us to show you how you can expand your practice as a health coach, how you can collaborate with people like us, how you can utilize a proven system. Sandra, anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, no pressure, no obligation, just a conversation, right? To see whether this could be something that could complement what you're already doing. And for me, I love knowing that I had a company backing me and an easy um, nutrition program that I could use with my clients. And so, yeah, comment coach below and send either one of us a message, either Eric or myself, and we'll share how we've built a business that supports our mission, really, instead of just distracting, being distracted from it. So we'd love for you to reach out to us. And if you'd like to join our call tonight, we are having a call and we have them monthly, our Zoom calls where you can learn a little bit more about this.
I call it making an income while making an impact. And
Yes.
most people think you have to choose one or the other. We found a way where we could incorporate both. So thank you so much, Sandra, for joining me in this
Thank
conversation today.
you.
This is a great topic. We look forward to coming to you next time with another health and wellness topic. By the way, please like, share, and subscribe to both of our YouTube channels and turn your alerts on so that as soon as we put out the next piece of content, you can share it with others and watch it right away. Thanks for
Thank you
joining,
so much,
everyone.
Eric. Thanks, everyone.